As a child, we all long for a hero. As a society as a whole, we search for that leader that can be our hero. But as we mature and as we grow, it dawned on us that the hero is inside every one of us. And in the world's social media, we all start at 0. And slowly we search deep within ourselves to find who we are. And we have that moment of truth where we embrace that the hero that we've been searching for has been there all along. It is living deep inside of every one of us. And we start embracing that journey and we become that hero that we search for.
Hello, everybody on LinkedIn. Welcome to episode 5 of Zero to Hero. I have my guest, TaJuanna M. Taylor, here with me. And TaJuanna, we've been getting to know each other over the last month or two, and it has been a wonderful experience for me. And so I would love for us to start off by you introducing yourself and just telling us a little bit about what you do.
Thank you, Jenifer. I feel the same way. I'm really excited that you extended the invitation for us to talk again. Our conversations are always so pleasant. TaJuanna Taylor, principal consultant with Bootstrap Dreams, and that's all about helping entrepreneurs, right? Businesses, teams take action on new ideas, ditch disorganization, and use processes to achieve desired results. Not just any result, people. Desired results, right? So doing all that through project management is the foundation of it. And I absolutely love those light bulb breakthrough strategy moments. Seeing it never gets old. And I look forward to continuing to help others just go forward, right? Bootstrap it. It's not about being broke. It's about starting with what you have right now, where you are right now, and taking action on your vision to move towards your goal.
And I know, TaJuanna, I know definitely that when I hear you talk, like I just get goosebumps. It really does stir me up to go, hey, there's hope to be what I want to be, to become what I want to be.
Yeah.
The reason I really think that you are a motivation for me is this morning, just knowing that I'm getting to interview you. I was literally coming out of the shower singing, "This girl is on fire," just like, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, I think TaJuanna has that effect on me where I'm just literally feeling like I'm on fire. I'm excited. I'm ready to, to be here with her today. And so I had to sing it because it's different. You can say, this girl's on fire. But I was like, I have to good old Alicia Keys.
Thank you. Thank you for that deposit.
Yes. And so we have Shenley Green on here saying, hi, beautiful ladies. Thank you so much, Shenley, for joining us today. We're excited to have you here with us on Zero to Hero.
Yes.
So I do want to start off, I want to hear an elevator pitch about you. In a couple of sentences, tell me, who is TaJuanna? You've already shared what you do, but who are you as a person?
Oh, as a person. I am, a reflection of resilience. I am a woman first. I am a mom. I am a lover of a long lasting lipstick. As petite as I am all things food, outdoor, and adventure. I'm a hoot is what I am. I'm nuts sometimes, but I'm totally structured. So yeah, it's all a mix about, just choosing life and redefining it sometimes in multiple moments. It's not just staying in one, like it's got to be this, because life isn't guaranteed that it's going to be that. So navigating it and being flexible is who I am, because that is how I live and find fulfillment while living, right? Like that's how I decide today is worth showing up for. This energy is worth giving. So I think if I had to say that's my pitch, it'd be that's me.
Yeah, I love that, because it kind of comes out as like an all around gal. Like I'm structured, but I'm free.
Yes.
I'm, I love the whole picture of how you She's got it. She's got it too, man. She's got it going on over there, that daughter of yours.
That girl is on fire.
That girl is on fire. See, I had the right song this morning coming out of my soul.
Yes,
and
you did.
Thank you, Chris. Chris said, "Nice singing, Jen, rocking it." That's so sweet.
She
so
was.
Thank you guys so much. That's funny. Yeah, and if she wants to get on here and sing Alicia Keys, we're fine with that as well. So tell me about, I have to ask now because, woman to woman, what is the long lasting lipstick that you recommend? Because those are, it's hard to find that one.
I love to do this, right? You see that? Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. This morning put it on. I've had breakfast, brushed teeth, had snack, have been doing Zoom calls with my daughter, virtual kindergarten. Like, I love this stuff. And it's a product, the collection is by Synergence.
Okay.
And I'm also an independent distributor of it. So let me know if you want some. Got it.
Perfect. So you're going to have to send that to me on LinkedIn because I'll be like trying to figure out how to spell that. I'll be like, what was that again?
What was that again?
Yes. So I'm gonna need some of that because I have this lip gloss is like really sticky and it's from Bare Minerals, which I love, but I don't like their lip gloss. I really don't. So anyway, for all the women out there, you heard her, Synergence.
Yeah.
And she sells that. So yeah. So TaJuanna, the thing about this show is we know that everybody starts at zero. We start at zero in life.
Yes, we do.
Right. We start at zero in social media. We start at zero in business. Everything we do there's a beginning to it. And so that's why it's called Zero to Hero. So tell me, please tell us all about your social media journey, how that started.
So you know what? It actually started so I came up in like the whole Facebook, right? When Facebook came about, it was like, actually it was the Facebook then, right? And so it started then, the MySpace, the Black Planet and all that stuff. And so Facebook was really when I got into it.
Yeah.
And did that for about 8 years, solid. I mean, with life, travel, business, the first round of entrepreneurship is really where it all kind of the effort went, but it wasn't really about branding for me then. It was just, you were on Facebook, you were on your profile. And so now like personal branding is something that's encouraged. But then it was like you had your business side and then you had your you side, but it was just like, this is TaJuanna and this is what I'm doing. Here's my business and pop-up shops are happening. Then I became a mom. And I still can't put my finger on it, aside from saying that something about motherhood made my life sacred. And I didn't want to share all of it anymore. And I didn't want to put my baby out and expose or there are great opportunities, right? I mean, YouTube absolutely has changed the world and life for some people. But in that season, it was just like, this is something that's just for me and my inner circle. And I have to have stewardship over her. And then she's a girl, right? So as a daughter, it's like, I have to have stewardship over my daughter and I have to live a life that is reflective of who I say I am and what I do. I don't want it to just be words that I speak. And so the social media just tapered off, but I would like you do those milestones, 1 month now, 2 months now, 8 months now, like, hey, we're alive, we're well, she's healthy. But I wasn't doing a whole lot because I just became focused on being a mommy. Had moved to the suburbs with my husband at the time we were married, and so I wasn't in the city, so it wasn't ripping and running. It was like going on the patio, enjoying the sun, sitting in the hammock, playing in the yard, doing a little gardening. Like I had just really took on that infancy of her being and of motherhood. And then so when the divorce did happen, it was like, well, I'm glad I was already off the book because this is not pretty. This is not pretty at all. And just in a place of just surviving so that I could figure out now, how do I want to start thriving again? What will my new dreams consist of? How will I go forward? How will I own this? Because, I'm not a societal fit anymore in the nature of, the American dream and all the things and the house and the family and all that stuff. So now what does my life mean? What really did I put my identity in, right? Where is my faith? Where is my hope? What is my foundation? And then so I did not start the journey to social media again, honestly, until March 2019. And it was like, I'm going to recreate accounts because I don't want all those Facebook memories reminding me of everything, because we were very active on social media in our lives and everything. And so I just started over. And some people feel like starting over, right, from zero is a total like setback. Like, no, you should have just restored your audience and yada, yada, yada. But I had to say to myself, what's more important is my peace. And starting fresh, right, with this version of me, because who I am going into this realm of life is not who I was. Not that I completely did this chameleon thing, but just a level of maturity, a level of interest, things that I might have found entertaining previously. It's like I don't even want to connect with those things, now. And so I just really redefined my life, my purpose, my focus, even business, starting the new business, Bootstrap Dreams. I just really went, starting fresh. I started fresh and decided to use that story to empower other women, because a lot of times we do suffer in silence. And it was, one of those things that my story may not be your story, but there's something that you've been impacted by and you can come out from under it, right? You don't have to let that define the rest of your being going forward. So that, my journey to social media was a full throttle, complete stop, and a reboot. And now I truly enjoy it and use it, with purpose. Sometimes I get a little funny on it, mainly on Instagram and social media. I try to, let my quirky side show, but I am very much of a standard professional. So, but I do use it to just encourage people. Of course, as a woman, we speak to women without even thinking about it. We don't have to say woman, but our message resonates with women. But I use it to encourage and through my professional experiences as well. It's like, look, we're people first. A little acknowledgement goes a long way with empowering others to show up and do what it is that they want to do and not just are required to do.
I love that because, Kevin Kwok, my husband, thank you for supporting me, honey. He said starting fresh is always nice. And the way that you put it made it feel like it wasn't a bad thing. It is okay to stop one journey and start all over on another. And it doesn't have to be a scary thing, but more of just a new thing. You can, like, for example, when we, this is just a thought that comes to my mind is we build this garden, we do our landscape. Okay. And after a while, after a few years, it just starts to look old, or we get tired of seeing the same things. And if we will take everything out and just, relay everything and redo it all over again, it can be so fresh and nice, so it doesn't have to be scary. And I love that you made that feel like such a positive thing. And weren't afraid to take that step, of going, I don't want all these. It's not that I don't care about anybody. It's just, I don't want that old journey. I want a new one.
I want a new journey.
I'm going to create that myself.
That's right.
And if people want to follow me from the old journey over here and become a part of my new one, they can. But I'm not trying to keep developing that old.
That's right.
I want to have the new, and you do have to make a change in order to have the new.
That's right. That's right.
The same thing is doing the same thing. You're not going to get a different result. So
that's right. It's the old adage, right? Keep doing the same thing, you'll get the same result. And I like the quote, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And so it's like circumstantially, right? What's happening in front of you right now may not actually be shifting, but what I shift my focus on causes me to see what's happening differently. Right. So if I'm like, oh, this sucks, and oh, this, this hurts, and oh, this is not fair, and oh, if that's all I'm focusing on, that is all I'm going to sense. That is all I'm going to feel. And I am not going to be able to give anything else to it, uplift anybody else in it. But if I acknowledge and say, because I don't believe in negating feelings, right? I will say, Jenifer, this sucks. Like this season right now, like the pain of virtual school, virtual kindergarten. It sucks.
I 100% agree. It's put me on the couch a few times.
Listen,
it's so stressful.
And this has been this is week 4 for us. And I'm like, okay, we're adding another class to the calendar. Okay. All right. I mean, oh, we've moved the class times, call-in times for Zoom again. Okay. Yeah, I just hope to not have to move a client, right? Like, I just hope not to have to do, like, let me just figure out what I have to do, but I'm glad I have the autonomy to do it. So I acknowledge how it feels, but then I say, but I'm grateful that I have the flexibility to show up when needed. And if I'd have to, prolong my day or start early or whatever, that I can be present to do it, because a lot of, families, for whatever reason, don't have that flexibility, and it's more of a strain because they have other limitations, you know what I'm saying, that they're working through. So I strive to focus more on what can I do versus what I can't do, because I can't change, the situation of what's happening around us. And I can't change that she was born when she was born. Like,
yes. You're just having to keep that good attitude and that flexibility all throughout.
Yes.
I understand. We're on day 4 of our virtual stuff. And I have been cooking lunch and forgot to set a timer and missed 1 session. Actually, we've missed 2 total. And I have butts up in the air that should be in the seat. I have kids playing that should be in the computer. And so it is definitely just building those habits and discipline. And it's hard. It's hard on the parents, because I have a 2nd grader and a kindergartner. They don't know what they're doing. They can't do anything by themselves. They can't even push a button on the computer hardly by themselves. So I have to literally set with them through not only all of their schooling, but all of their homework.
Yes, so, the independent assignments.
Yes, there's no work during that time, no matter what I want to do, because then something gets missed or something doesn't get done. Yep. The only thing is it has gotten me back on the treadmill, because the treadmill is by their desk.
Okay.
So I have to get my stress out somehow.
Yeah,
I just get on there while I'm watching them, and I'm sure my husband's super happy about that, because we got to slip that back in. So
that is a good add-in for yourself. And like you, I've tried to find different ways, and I'm still uncovering, right? Because every time the schedule shifts, it's like that. Oh, I had hour block to try to do something maybe administrative or behind the scenes client work that doesn't require me to talk to someone. And now it's 20 minutes because the class moved, and it's like, But let me share a quick tip with you, and perhaps may help others.
Please.
I have used Trello. I've implemented Trello for my daughters to manage my daughter's virtual school schedule. So notice I'm not telling anybody that it will help change your child's behavior. I am not saying it will help, with the kooky things that happen with children. Yet she has essentially learned how to log herself in using Trello and linking her class schedule to it. And then the times are hyperlinked. So yes, I sit there and say, actually, let me wind back. You talked about setting alarms. So I sat with her and she picked her own sounds. And so there's an alarm for each class login for Zoom, right? Because if I relied on just the schedule or my memory, you can forget it. It's not happening. Right. There's just too much going on in the head. So there's alarms that go off for classes. There's one sound for classes and there's one sound for snack and break. And so when those sounds go off, we don't have the power struggle of me saying, Bailey, don't do this. Bailey, stop doing that. Bailey, it's time to shift. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. She hears the sound and she moves from her play or her free time on the iPad or whatnot to her virtual station. And then I log into the iPad. She knows the Trello icon. She taps it. She knows the list where her class schedule is. She taps it. It's hyperlinked for the times. And I say, Bailey, look for 10:10, look for 12:15, look for 1:20, whatever time the class is. And I say, look for the group with your name, because we learned that it does matter which link you click if they're separated by groups, right? Yes, so she learned that it's hyperlinked. So she looks for her name. She looks at the time. Mommy, is that it? I said, that's it. She taps it and she zooms in. And the very first week of school, the teachers taught them how to mute and unmute themselves, how to leave meeting. So once she's on, she's good. But like you said, I still have to listen in, because then there's an independent assignment that follows. So yeah, I learned the first week that I can't be on calls and have conversation while she's in, and it's distracting for her as well, because our workstations it's literally on the other side of the screen. You just can't see it. It's like right there. But Trello and setting alarms for my daughter has changed the game for us. And we're 4 weeks in. And like I said, we don't even talk about when it's time to log in anymore, because she's triggered by the sound. And now she's starting to wear her watch. So when she hears a sound, she's like, this class is starting at right 1:15. This class is start, and it's just helping her have some self-sufficiency. She feels empowered because she's like, she shared with one of our church family members that surprised her for her birthday the other day. She was like, "Yeah, I work from home school." That's what she told her. I work from home school. It's like I'm doing like mommy, and so it's really unique to see how we create the atmosphere, right, for their experience, and then we have to be flexible because I've said maybe sometimes my expectation of her as a kid in virtual class may be outrageous, right? Because like you said, you want them to sit down, but it's like, does it matter if she jumps up while they're doing ABCs? It doesn't. If the teacher's not complaining, she can jump and dance while they're singing ABC. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as she's participating, let her move around. And sometimes I'm in my seat like, yes, I like this, I like this ABC tune. It's got some rhythm, and we just try to enjoy it because this is every day. This is life. This is hybrid living, as we did right on the previous conversation. Like, this is what we're doing. So we may as well enjoy it.
Chris Swenson said, great way to build responsibility. He thought that was really cool. And I have to agree with him because, it's like you're empowering a little person there. You're empowering a woman to follow a schedule, to grow up and to know how to schedule things and, and to be able to do things herself. So that's pretty awesome. To me, it sounds like a good webinar opportunity too, for those parents who aren't as tech savvy. Like I use Trello, but I'm not on there enough to build something so innate, so like being able to train the parents to train the kids, of how to do this the most efficiently.
Okay.
It sounds like that you have a good webinar there.
I'm making a note of that.
There you go. There you go. I think a lot of people would probably be interested. There's those that do know what they're doing and they're super savvy, but then those that, that aren't. And so I would definitely join your webinar on that and learn how to do that better.
Awesome. I'd be glad to do that. I'd be glad to do that.
Yeah. More butts in the seat, less arguing. That would be awesome for me too. Yes. So and also a great way to build responsibility. Say, hey, here's your schedule. So
right. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I love hearing the different ways that right now, we're all going through similar situations. And so ways that we can actually use more of technology to have a better system, a better schedule for our little ones. So to me, that's a hero. So we're going to go back to the hero thing. That is a hero right there. That's a hero mom. So every superhero has a defining moment. So an example that I use a lot is Wonder Woman, when she's like, I have to take care of this. Like, it's my job. I'm going to have to stand up and do this, whether my mom wants me to, whether anyone else agrees with me. I know what I need to do. Or Aquaman, I need to rise up and be the king to save the earth and the ocean. So there's a defining moment for all of us. What is yours, TaJuanna? And when did it, when it comes to life and career is what I'm trying to.
So defining moment, I can think of 3. I've always been like the off the beaten path kind of family member and friend, right? It's like the matriarch of everything. It's just like, no, I'm going to do that. Nobody else has done that before. So, right. Well, I'll be the first. Somebody's done it. Nobody we know maybe, but somebody's done it. Like surely there'll be somebody along the way that can help usher me in, positive direction. And I am just going to choose to believe, right, that all things are going to work together for good. But so when I went off to college, I'll never forget, my mom thought I was going to stay local. And I was like, you're crazy. I'm going as far away from here as I can and not pay out of state tuition, right? And she was like, but you're not ready. And I said, no, Mom, you're not ready. And she still tells this story. And I said, you gave me all the tools. Let me use my toolbox. And I left. And then college, I studied abroad. And I'll never forget. She was like, no, don't go overseas. Something can happen. I said, I can walk down the street. And something happened to me. At least then I will have had an opportunity to be exposed, to be, increase in culture and perspective and all these things, right? Then the second one would have to be my divorce. Because again, it was like when you say yes to something, you say no to a whole lot of other things and vice versa. And so when I said yes to be married, there were a lot of different interests, opportunities that I absolutely set aside so that I could pursue, right, being his wife and have a family and all those things. And so when that dream basically shut down, right, and it was just like this book this story, this chapter has ended, you got to dream again. It was like, all right, well, I'm glad that I am a woman first, because I didn't lose myself in marriage. I didn't lose myself in motherhood, even though it's still a young journey, right? She'll be 6 on Monday, but I still knew enough about me, and I was still connected enough to me to know exactly where I wanted to start. And that was with Bootstrap Dreams. And so when it came to 2019, that third defining moment, December of 2019, when I decided, you know what? It's been a great 15 years in employment, and it's been a wonderful 10 years in state government, but I'm leaping. And what I found powerful about that was my family, my inner circle, friends and family. I'm a military child, so I do life in community. And they said to me, why not now? Why not now? And it's scary, right? We only know employment. We know having a steady, job and paycheck. They said, but when it comes to you, we're not worried. And I was like, ooh, that feels so enriching, because a lot of times people try to talk you out of your dream. And they literally were like, go. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's going to require. It's scary, but we're not worried. And when they call, even now, when they call, they don't just call me in the middle of the day and try to chit chat. They're like, I know you're working right now, but I just have a brief question. And it's just, my heart melts. It brings me, I'm getting teary now, because it's like they trust me to pursue my dream, right? Like they have confidence that I'm going to succeed. And it is so heart fulfilling to know that people believe in you so much. And that despite all the odds and despite all of, just all the things, all the excuses we can make and all the very real challenges that we have to overcome day to day, it's really enriching and supportive to know that not only do I have to believe in myself, but when there are days that are hard, I can keep going because these people really believe in me. And I don't have to carry the whole load alone. And so those will be the 3 defining moments that really, made me say that I don't have to be so different in life and in career, right? Those people aren't isolated. They aren't. When I went through my divorce, I didn't go out on family medical leave and all that stuff. I had to make a decision. I'm going to show up as a woman. I'm going to show up as a woman of integrity. I'm going to show up as a mom, and I am going to show up as a professional, because it's not just about me, and it certainly isn't about my feelings, right? That I am committed to being the person that I talk about, the person that I speak about, the person that I encourage others to be. I have to be a demonstration of that, and that is going to forge my reality going forward. And so those moments have really shaped the woman that you get to converse with today. And we get to share these stories and encourage others through them, that sometimes it sucks, yet it doesn't have to be our all encompassing reality, right? It's our moments, and it's how we feel right now. And there's so many resources that we can tap into to adjust and deal with how we're feeling, following through with what we're committed to. That is right. That's the movement that we have to continuously be making.
And that's true, TaJuanna. That's so good. And it's true that in those times, which we all have to endure in some way, we all have our stories. Okay. We all have our stories like that, or similar to that, or something that was just heart-wrenching.
Yes.
And we have to decide who we're going to be at that point for ourselves. No matter what we're going through, what type of person do we want to be? How are we going to get through this? What are we going to be when we get through it? And so I love that you chose the upward and onward path. And it's awesome that you have that type of support. Kevin and I really believe in having a community and having a tribe, even to raise our children. And so, just I think every business owner needs that type of support system in place. And they know they know you well, and they know that your character is, capable of carrying out your dreams and encouraging other people to do that as well. So, I love that. I've appreciated everybody that's been on the show so far. Every episode, they always have that defining moment. I love that you have 3 and they're all uniquely, individually amazing. And so thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
So
welcome.
as far as, in America, we all love our superheroes, right? My understanding is a lot of the superheroes are born out of times of war, times that everybody's looking for a hero. We're looking for somebody that's greater than us to have some hope, or just use our imagination and think of something outside of our hard circumstances. So for you, what are attributes that define a hero? Not necessarily just a superhero, but a hero in general as a person.
Attributes that define a hero to me are, it's about turning that suffering into service. Servant leadership. You're hearing a little whining in the background, but
that's okay. We can deal with it.
Yes, servant leadership. It's all about not being so selfless that you fail to care for yourself. Right? I do believe on the oxygen mask approach. How the airplane, put on your oxygen mask and then you can assist the passengers around you. So it's about having enough consciousness to say, what do I need for me to show up? But then how am I able to put myself and my feelings aside so that I can be well, do well, and help others get to their next level, right? That lowering of the wing, right? Lowering of the eagle's wing to help rise by lifting others, right? Just really abundance, even not feeling like, oh, well, you have a consulting business, I have a consulting business, we're competition. I don't think like that. I think like, you have a consulting business, I have a consulting business. How can we collaborate and do this, right?
Exactly.
Like, we as individuals can't take on everything. And if we're doing business right, we're not serving everybody anyway. We have a very specific, right, audience of people that we're helping. And so it's all about collective, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. We can do so much more together. So where that is personally and family relationships with children, with teams, empowering our employees and resources, community, we can do so much more together. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a big team player, so I'm all about it. Like if I can support somebody else, even if they don't support me back, or if we build one another up or introduce each other to somebody who also, just continues to lift us up, I'm all about that collaboration. So I love that attitude. And don't worry at all. We have 2 small children. Yeah. And sometimes they come on here and they come on here and try to pop in my show, and I'm like using one finger and trying to give them the eagle eye from the side, without them seeing it. So I definitely understand. So, absolutely. So if you had to pick one superhero that relates best to you, TaJuanna, who would that be and why? Of all the superheroes.
Now, this is a tough question because I don't really follow like the superheroes that well. I only know like the ones that kind of make primetime.
Right.
So I would say I think my perception for others, because people say one of your superpowers is motherhood. And I'm like, really? Because I don't post about it a lot. Like I don't show like, look at me, I'm mom, I'm doing this. Look at me, I'm mom. I don't show that side of me often at all. And when I do show it, I'm showing a tough moment with a smile that's like, we made it, like, but I think for some reason, like the Wonder Woman comes to mind because it's like people always wonder, how in the world do you do it? The co-parenting relationship I have with her father, people are like, how in the world do you do it? Right? It work, juggling, and then now full-time entrepreneurship, and now the virtual school thing. People are like, how do you do it? And I'm like, we just breathe deep and we choose, and I put things in place to help me navigate it. It doesn't guarantee it's going to feel well going through it. It certainly doesn't guarantee it's going to be easy, but I put things in place that will just help take away some of the things that can be prevented, right? That can be pressed through. So those are the things that So that's who comes to mind for me. She's just like, hey, right? Like, I'm going, whether you're coming or not, I'm going. I'm taking charge of this thing. And just that visual of her, going through that field and bullets and stuff just flying. And she's just like, I'm staying steady. I'm running my course. I don't know who's with me or who's not with me, right? But it's just like, I am doing my thing.
She's blocking, and that was
blocking.
And just from knowing you, that's kind of what has come to mind for me too. When she's holding this up and all the bullets are flying, and she's just blocking them. So it's like whatever comes your way, you diffuse those. You send them going the other direction. You don't let it, get past your armor. You don't let it affect your life. And so I agree with you, because that just knowing you for a short time, that's what I would have picked for you. So good answer.
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you so much, Jenifer. This has been great.
You are very welcome. Well, I'm excited that we had you on here today. It was a great conversation. I know your little one is starting to need mommy. So yeah, I'm there almost every day. So I understand completely. Those who are watching today, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for staying on here with us. Thank you for your amazing comments. Definitely appreciate that. And we would love more people to see this. And so feel free to share it. And feel free to share our episodes, to share when we go live, and to tell other people about this on LinkedIn. I believe next week we're going to have Wes Hamilton. And so it's going to be exciting to have him on here. He has founded Disabled But Not Really. So it's going to be awesome to have him on here just sharing his story. TaJuanna, we definitely want people to be able to get connected with you and Bootstrap Dreams. How can they follow you? What platforms are you on, and how is the best way to follow you?
So the best ways to follow me, right here on LinkedIn. I am also on Facebook and Instagram, Bootstrap Dreams with an S. So either of those places, I'll be happy to meet you, converse with you, and we can talk business, life, and strategy, and all things children and raising family.
Yes. And we promise you that she is in good condition and not dying on the other end. So don't worry.
Dying for attention, maybe.
Dying for attention. Yes, they all do. Yes, of course. Okay, well, TaJuanna, thank you so much for being with us today. It's amazing, and I look forward to continue to talking with you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Kevin, too.
Thank you, TaJuanna. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye, LinkedIn.